Thank you to the Altman Foundation and the Horace W. Goldsmith Foundation for helping make the PROJcast possible.
Great. Thanks, Darby.
You're welcome.
Welcome to our show. Join our flow. It's the 52nd Street PROJcast.
From the heart of Hell's Kitchen, this is the PROJcast, a podcast created by the community at the 52nd Street Project. We're a nonprofit in New York City that partners kids in the Hell's Kitchen neighborhood with professional artists. I'm Garrett Kim, program director here at the project, and thank you all for tuning in to our first episode, The Right Stuff, all about our Playmaking program. We are hard at work getting together the next full episode, but in the meantime, we thought we'd share with you a little bit more of Smart Partners Lakshmi and January Lavoie. They got together in our last episode to talk about their experience meeting each other during the Playmaking program, but they had a lot more to say. Here's Lakshmi and January.
Okay. So we're going to start off with a couple of questions here. So my first question for you, Lakshmi, is how and when did you first get involved with the 52nd Street Project?
Well, I used to go to school right across the street, PS 111. Mm-hmm. And so I remember after school, we had this staff, which she sent her child here to the 52nd Street Project. And she was like, oh my God, Lakshmi, tell your mom to go to the 52nd Street Project. It's an amazing.
Sorry, I just made her come closer to the microphone and I made her lose her train of thought. Sorry. It's an amazing
program. And they help you with a lot of things. They help you with homework and they help you to get into good schools. And so, I remember that same day I came here and I talked to Joanna and I signed some papers.
I warned I work professionally in voiceover, and so I spend a lot of time in front of microphones. And before we started, I was warning Lakshmi about popping her peas into the microphone. So she's being very conscious about how she delivers her peas.
Yeah,
minding her P's and Q's, if you will. Okay, so Joanna, paperwork.
Yeah, and then we left. And then, the next day, she called my mother saying, oh, your child just got accepted to the 52nd Street Project.
Woohoo.
And then...
How old were you?
I was 10.
Okay.
10, yeah. And then I remember my classes started for Playmaking. They started January 9th. I remember that.
Wow.
I know.
Amazing memory. Also the best month of the year.
January. Your name is January.
All right, so that answers our question of how and when you first got involved with the 52nd Street Project.
Yep.
Would you like to know how and when I first got involved with the 52nd Street Project?
Of course.
I can't really remember.
Really?
Yeah. It was 6 years ago. I know it was 2010 because I was doing a play. And my friend Brandon Durden and Crystal Dickinson, they're married and they're awesome actor people, friends of mine. And they had been involved with the 52nd Street Project for a while. And I remember Brandon being like, January, you have to get up there. You have to get over there. You're going to love this place. You're going to love everything they do. So I can't remember if I signed up or I know I came to see a Playmaking show that year.
Oh.
And I just remember laughing so hard I was crying. And just thinking it was the most awesome thing I'd ever seen. And yes, sign me up. I want to be involved. And I emailed Gus, and the first thing that they asked me to do was to be an actor in a Playmaking. So that was what I did. So
and you were the director?
No, the first time I was an actor, and the second time I was an actor, it was my directorial debut at the 52nd Street Project was your Playmaking project.
Really? That was your first?
That was my first time being a director dramaturg, yeah. So yours was my first one being a director.
Crazy.
How'd I do?
Really good, really good.
Thank you.
I felt like I wasn't really involved. I felt left out, It's really,
no, I don't know.
It was really sad.
Wow, this is turning into a therapy session.
I mean...
What do you mean by that, left out?
I wanted to be there for every... Rehearsal, yeah. And I was only there for one.
Yeah, because we were sometimes rehearsing when you were busy in school or in bed or something. I think sometimes it's late at night or during the day because we have crazy schedules. But I remember we brought you in. I remember the first rehearsal we brought you in was
in this room.
Yeah. And Ray and Rebecca are awesome actors.
Yeah. Actually, Ray is like going to be in a movie, a superhero movie.
He is in a superhero movie. That is true.
He is?
He had already filmed that superhero movie before we did Playmaking.
Oh.
So you had like a super famous actor in your play, but you didn't even know it.
No, exactly. Yeah. What movie is it?
Oh, it's like Super Friends. No, it's not Super Friends. Justice League of America? He plays something like a cyborg. Oh. This is terrible that I don't know this because I should know this. My husband would know this. The question I have here next is, I'm going to ask you, Lakshmi, to describe the experience of your first Playmaking show, which we kind of have talked about a little bit about the beginning of it, but I want to know what you liked or what you might have done differently, and just describe the process, writing the play, and then what you thought when you saw it and if it made you happy and all that.
In the beginning, I was like, oh my God, what is my play going to be about? Mm-hmm. Like I had I'm pretty sure some kids went like home, okay, I'm going on this trip this weekend. What is my play going to be about? Mm-hmm. I wasn't thinking of that. Like, we got to writing and I just made it up right there. Haunted house.
I remember.
Yeah. And it was a bit tricky.
What was our play called?
The Haunted House. Mm-hmm. Very basic. And it was a bit hard because since I had just made it up right there and I didn't really have anything to guide me to my ideas.
Right, like you didn't have an outline or anything. You were writing it as we went along.
Yeah, as I went along, exactly. And I remember that it was a want, a conflict, and a solution. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And I think the conflict was the hardest. Yeah, conflict is hard. And I'll tell you, as a professional actor who works with plays a lot, that's the thing that a lot of professional playwrights have the most trouble with, is figuring out how to make a conflict that feels real and then how to resolve it in a positive way. Yeah. And I guess what I liked the most was everything. And I wouldn't change anything. Wow, that's big. Oh, I love hearing that as your director and dramaturg. That makes me really because happy. I loved the way it turned out, and if I had changed anything, it wouldn't turn out that way. Mm-hmm. So I would leave it the same. That's awesome. I'm really glad to hear that. You had a question for me as a follow-up to that, which was, how many times have you done Playmaking? Yes, which I feel like we've kind of already answered because I said I had done it twice before I did it with you. Mm-hmm. But I will tell you that the first time I did it, I played a fish. Great. And I had a sister fish. And I think we were in a pet store. Oh. And we were trying to get back. We were sad because we had lost our parents. Interesting. And then the second time I did Playmaking, I played 104, I think it was 101 or 104-year-old piece of slime seaweed. That was a sea monster made of seaweed. Yeah, so I had all these ocean water-based roles in my time here at the project, and you are the first one to bring me onto dry land with your haunted house play. Oh, wow. So I was excited about that. Yeah. Yep. All right, well, I made someone play a door. You did make Ray Fisher play a door. That's true. I thought he was a great door. Yeah. I mean, he was a sad door, but you wrote him to be a sad door. He was a great, sad door. And Rebecca was a scientist, she was kind of a Ghostbuster. You were kind of ahead of your time because you were doing the female Ghostbuster thing 2 years ago. Yeah. Way before that movie. True. Yeah. You're way ahead of your time. Yay. All right, so before we wrap up, before you destroy all of our studio equipment, I look away for 10 seconds and everything is shaking. I don't understand what's going on over there. So the last question is, what is your favorite thing about the 52nd Street Project? Well, my favorite thing about the 52nd Street Project is obviously the trips that we go on. They're amazing. It's amazing. It's just amazing.
What's so amazing about them?
I feel like when we go on the trips and get to spend time with everyone and they take away your phone, that's the best part.
When they take away your phone?
And
I
get
agree.
to like realize, like, I totally forgot I had a phone.
Wow. Isn't that cool?
Mm-hmm.
That's really neat.
Yeah.
I wish someone could take my phone away just for a couple days.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. I think that the trips are amazing. I have to admit, though, I love being in the shows and I love watching the shows because I feel like that's when you feel the spirit of the 52nd Street Project, which is everyone collaborating to make a thing great. And I feel like every play is always great and they're funny and like I cry and I laugh and like I feel the uniqueness of our community and the things that it's amazing because it's like the school year starts and none of these plays have been written or thought about. Nobody's been cast in them. None of this music has been written. And then it just happens.
Yeah.
It all comes together and there are these amazing shows.
Mm-hmm.
And I love being a part of that process. Well, cool. I think that we're going to wrap up here because it's almost time for our Smartners meeting to be over. So this is, we're going to sign off for now. This is January, Lavoy, and
Lakshmi.
And we'll talk to you guys soon.
Drop the mic.
Don't drop the mic. Don't. Seriously, don't. Please. Garrett will not be happy if we drop the mic. All right, signing off. Thanks, y'all. Talk to you soon.
Bye-bye.
That was project member Lakshmi and her smart partner, January Lavoy. The PROJcast theme song was created by Justin and his smart partner, Eric March, and performed by Marinda Anderson, Rebecca, and Nicole. The PROJcast logo was created by Iris Brown. Audio assistance from Jonathan Anderson, Avi Amon, and Brian Freeland. Follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Just search the 52nd Street Project. The 52nd Street Project is supported by public funds from New York City's Department of Cultural Affairs, the New York State Council on the Arts, and by the National Endowment for the Arts. We are a nonprofit organization, and we're able to do what we do because of generous folks like you. Please go to our website, 52project.org/donate, to check out how you can support us. Every little bit helps. We'll see you soon for our next full episode, a look into another project program, storytelling.
See you next month.
Wait,
Nothing rhymes with month. On the 52nd Street Projcast.